Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Those who have subscribed, thank you, as I always say. Those who are just tuning in, welcome. My name is Kendra, but you could call me Ken. I create videos on my lifestyle, how-tos, DIYs, life hacks, and so much more. So if you make it to the end of this video and enjoy it, please remember to give me a big thumbs up and subscribe and join the family. Alright guys, so for today's video, I'm still talking about bullet journaling, okay? I want to talk about the lessons I've learned throughout this year with bullet journaling, and just hope that these lessons maybe help you if you want to get into bullet journaling. Just keep in mind when you're starting. So without further ado, we're just gonna get into the video. All right, so I have my phone again today because I don't want to leave anything out. For some reason I keep leaving things out and I don't want to leave anything out. So the very first lesson that I've learned is that I think you should just start simple and then work your way up. Or I would say start simple and then work your way onto being more creative. When I started, I really wanted to be creative, so I got markers and color pencils and whatnot. And to be honest, I didn't really need all of that. I think starting simple to just get the system down is key. That way you're not prioritizing, you know, coloring and drawing and everything. This is made to be a productivity tool, so I would start simple, get the system down, and then start being more creative. So be more creative outside of the system, pretty much. If that makes sense. But yeah, I would definitely do it that way if you're trying to get into bullet journaling. So you won't get overwhelmed trying to be super creative like everyone else. Not saying you're a follower or anything. I'm just saying when you start looking things up, you're trying to figure out how to, and sometimes when you find how-tos, it can be overwhelming because so many people are doing different things. And just start simple, y'all. Just start simple. So that's moving into my next one, which I already kind of said already. Don't worry about the markers, color pencils, all that, paint, anything, whatever, unless you want to. But with Ryder Carroll, he started this system pretty much with a pen and paper, or a pen and notebook, I would say. Just start small, y'all. That I would say that's like 1A, like that pretty much ties in the first lesson. Just keep that in mind when you're starting. Do not overwhelm yourself. Just do not. It's not that serious. Not that serious. So the next lesson that I have is that I figured out that it's going to take some time to figure out what exactly you need to track or what you want in your bullet journal. So it's pretty much like trial and error, especially with your first one. Since like when I started, clearly as a beginner, I didn't know what I wanted to track. Like I said, it's a lot of things out there on the internet, and what may work for some people, it may not work for you, and like vice versa. So it's going to take some trial and error to figure out what exactly will work for you and what you want in your bullet journal. So for example, habit trackers, those do not work for me. I tried it for I think the first 3 months, and every time I would try to fill it in, I'll start filling it in the first couple of days, and then after that I wouldn't even fill it in. And when it gets to the end of the month, I look back and I feel like I failed. I feel defeated. Like, why haven't I used this habit tracker? And it's not me and it's not the book. It just does not work for me. It's just one of those things. So after that, I think it was 3 months. So after that third month, I was just like, you know what? No more habit trackers. They are not productive for me. If anything, it makes it worse. Make me feel bad that I didn't fill it in. So I would say just take your time, figure out what works for you, and don't worry about anybody else's. I would definitely say pull inspiration from people, but just keep in mind that, you know, whatever works for them may not work for you. So just keep that in mind. All right, so the next lesson that I've learned is that it will not be perfect, you guys. If you're a perfectionist, just throw that out the window. You are writing things down, you are drawing, you are coloring and whatnot. You're going to make a mistake. And I kid y'all not, I messed up on the first page, y'all. I messed up on the first page. So, you know, I'm watching YouTube, reading documents and everything, and you know, looking at everything, and the first page in my bullet journal, it said, I think scribbles of or something. And for some reason, I thought it meant like scribbles of 2020 or 2021. And I realized that maybe it meant scribbles of Kendra, like I'm supposed to write my name. And then I just got confused and it was a whole mess. I had to YouTube how to fix my mess, pretty much. How to fix the mistakes I made in my bullet journal. And the first page, y'all. The first page. So after that, I just realized, you know what? I can't even be perfect. Like, the first page is a mess. It's so sad. It's so sad. But it's okay. Like, just keep that in mind. It's not going to be perfect. You're writing things down. It's not like it's electronic, where you can erase and start over. With this bullet journal, that's it. Like, once you write it down, you write it down. Well, in permanent ink anyway. Unless you want to use pencil, but I feel like eventually with pencil, you can mess that up as well by erasing too much. So just keep that in mind, y'all. Keep that in mind that it's not going to be perfect. So don't overthink that. The next lesson that I've learned is that you should not overthink it. There's no need to overthink it. If you watch my previous video about the pros and cons, it can get overwhelming, but if you let it. So I would say do not overthink it. If you don't have the creativity right now to, like this, like, for example, for the month of May, I didn't feel like being creative. I didn't even feel like looking for inspiration to be creative. It just wasn't working. So what I did was drew like a little cloud. If I could put it up, I'll put it up. And I put a little quote inside and said, I think all things come in May or something like that. I forgot the quote. But literally the next following pages was just my dailies. I didn't have time to be creative that month. I was just not feeling it. And that was the best thing that I could have done for my bullet journal and my mental, simply because I wasn't stressing about my bullet journal. It's okay. So don't overthink it. If it's not working out, just do the basics and stick with that until you get to a month or get to a day where you just want to draw or be more creative, and it's okay. It's no biggie. Also, going into the next lesson is it's okay to not open it every day. So like I was saying in May, for the most part, I was really busy. So I already knew exactly what I was doing the next day and the day after. And for the month of May, I really didn't do too much as far as bullet journaling, writing things down, because it was just not needed. And a little part of me thought it was just like, I bought this to be more productive and, you know, I want to write in it every day. And that's not the case. Like, it's okay to not write in it every day. Sometimes it's better for you to not write in it every day. It's taken away, it's supposed to be productive. And if you need to not write in it, it's being productive to work on other things, is being productive, okay? So hopefully that made sense. I just replayed that in my head and I was just like, what? So don't get overwhelmed. It's okay not to write in it every day, and you'll be okay. It'll be okay. And so for the last lesson that I've learned is that setting up dailies are not for me. In the beginning, and I'll put something on the screen to show you. In the beginning, I started, creating my actual weeklies, drawing the boxes or drawing whatever setup that I wanted for that week. And I realized that some days, like I said, some days I already know what I'm doing because I'm still continuing the task that I've already done in the previous day. And so I don't feel the need to write it out again. So some days I have blank. And like I said, sometimes that stuff gets to you when you don't fill it in. And, so for me, I found it more productive if I don't set up my dailies and just continue on for whatever day. So like for some days I finish 5 of my tasks and I'm good. And then the next day I may just only have 2 tasks, or the next day I may not have any task at all. So instead of writing out or creating space for that day, I could just move on to the next day, if that makes sense. So yeah, I hope this video was helpful. I feel like that was very, very fast. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful if you're trying to get into bullet journaling. And if you are, let me know down in the comments below. If you like this video, please remember to give me a big thumbs up. And if you like this video, you might as well subscribe and join the family and hit that bell for post notifications so that way you can see this face on your timeline again. So I will catch y'all in the next video. Peace.